in partnership with CommSec.
For the first time this week, joining us from CommSec is Tom Piotrowski. Good morning to you, Tom. So how are we looking as we kick off Monday?
Oh, Kenny, it's a reasonably optimistic start to the week that we can look forward to. The futures are pointing to a gain of a little under 0.25%. So I suppose what that highlights is that we're bringing to an end the weakness that featured at the end of the previous week. That was certainly the case on Friday. We saw a trifecta of brisk losses for US markets brought to an end at the conclusion of Friday's session. Gains in the order of 0.6% for the Dow and the S&P 500. The Nasdaq up by around 0.4%. There was an important reason for that, and that was that we saw the release of figures that the US Fed pays a lot of attention to when they deliberate on interest rates. This is the set of figures tied to what consumers earned and spent over the month. Both of those measures were stronger than expected, but buried within those numbers, what is called a deflator that is an indicator of inflationary pressures. This was in line with the market's expectations. It held together the view that we'll see another couple of rate cuts from the Fed in the near term, and that's what translated to those gains. There are some other factors at play as well, including new tariffs, which the Trump administration will apply on a range of industries, including pharmaceuticals brought into the country, and that's part of the reason why US pharma names are quite well off on Friday. So Eli Lilly, for example, up by 1.5%. Johnson & Johnson up by a little more than 1%. Merck up by 1.2%. Freeport McMoran, the gold and copper miner who's dealing with an outage at their Grasberg mine in Indonesia, was one of the worst performers in the S&P 500 last week, down by around 20%. So today we can look forward to the RBA commencing their two-day policy setting meeting. They're not expected to do anything when they leave rates on hold, obviously, tomorrow afternoon. But the belief is that there's a good chance that they'll be cutting rates in November, so that's encouraging. And the Aussie dollar under pressure because of that recovery in the US dollar, so it's trading at 65.4 US cents.
Okay, Tom, thanks so much. Talk to you again soon.